So, okay. Nice to meet you. My name is Yolanda. I'm working. Oh, that's another one. I am a freelancer who works for different companies to do, among other things, dynamics like the one I'm doing with you right now. And to be the bridge between users and non-users, and to learn and help companies understand precisely how consumers like you decide to use or not to use, to buy or not to buy their products and services. We're recording audio and video, so just to remind you, the way you're recording this for analysis purposes, whatever you say here is confidential. We're going to be looking at my watch just to check in times. There's a schedule. Also, please do me a great favor. It's like I'm not an earthling, and I kind of know any of the things you were talking about. So the more detailed your answers are, the better I'll be able to understand this. Okay? And what else? Yeah, that's it. Let's go on and tell me your name, your age, what you do for a living. Hi, I'm Regina. I'm 22. I study business management at Ibero. And I'm basically I'm working with an IBM, but I'm not charging anything. I'm an intern basically at IBM. I began studying English since I was a baby. I started studying at a bilingual school. So that's how I started with the English. I did it a year, which is pre-first. And then after doing pre-first, I needed to go into elementary school. I was there. Again, my whole school was, I studied English in elementary school, English in junior high, English in high school. I also went away and studied English. So I've been kind of busy with it. Right, and right now, why is English important? Why isn't English important for you? And the short, medium, and long term, it's fundamental because for beginners, I'm working for a multinational company, or at a multinational company, so I'm speaking English all the time. I'm talking with people from Hungary, so I'm speaking in English all the time. On the other hand, they asked me to take a test at Ibero, so once I went back to English, I kind of had to let it lag behind. One thing is working with it, and it's a different thing to go back to reading grammar and the things you know I need to do. So that's why I went back to English as a more academic thing. So truth is, if you really want to grow and get MBAs, everything is American. I mean, everything is about English. You need to know English. Any long-term, medium-term, short-term plans you have for English? Yeah, I want to take a master's degree in London, so it's like, that's a long-term thing. That's academic speaking, what I need. English is fundamental for that. And the short-term, I want to certify my English for college. And why do you need that? Well, if you don't do it by a certain point in your degree, they start detracting credits. So you cannot study as many subjects. So instead of studying 5 subjects, you can study only 5. Instead of studying 7 subjects, you can only study 5 subjects. So it's fundamental. That's for the short term. For Ibero, do they ask for any certification in particular? Any you like? What do you think? No, the truth is they give you options. And the options include the TOEFL, the IT, the IELTS, academic option. They ask for a certain score. And there are others that I didn't really look at. It's like the FTE, the CAT, and so on. Well, the fundamental ones, like in elementary school, those. If you get your diploma, they revalidate that. Okay. And which one did you choose? When are you going to take it? Let me tell you, I chose the TOEFL, but I didn't pass it. I did this only in October 27th. October 27th, that was last month, and I didn't pass. So because I didn't pass, I just registered for the IELTS, precisely to get my extension of credits. That's the way I chose to certify my English, because I chose the TOEFL first because I thought it was familiar with English, and I thought, yeah, sure, I can pass it, no problem. And surprise, I didn't. Did you train? Did you trust? I just trusted what I knew. I did not prepare. I trusted 100% on myself. I read in English every day, so I was overconfident, and and I realized that the test is made in such a way that you need to know how to take the test, not just English. All of the options that they ask you from are better. Leaving those to the side. What you need to have if you have it from the time you studied in high school and the like. How did you get information for which test would be better, or which test to choose? I really went for recommendations there from friends. Everybody at Ibeto needs to take these tests. And because if you want a diploma, you need it. Some friends said, oh, the TOEFL is just a piece of cake. And the IELTS is also a piece of cake. But it was really like, I wanted to get certification. It's just like, pay for it, and we're not going to subtract your ability to study more, the ability to get more credits. So when I began registering, I began with the IELTS registration, but it took a little longer than the TOEFL registration. So I thought, okay, I scrapped that. I tried both. I was at work. I thought, okay, whatever is easiest. So I was different. Took the TOEFL. That was the biggest mistake. And I thought, no, I should have taken the IELTS instead. All right. So you heard your friends, and how come it was so quick? And you needed to do that like right away? Yeah, I needed to, because I needed to do that the next day, and I didn't know they were going to detract credits from me. I didn't know. But I got an email. So the email said, like, well, we're going to detract your credits if you don't present a test. Right, okay, right, then I'm going to let that happen. So you wanted the possibility to open your credits. Right. So that's why I took the TOEFL. I was like, hey, I paid. I'm going to do it. So they released it right away. And then I wanted to bring the certification, but I didn't get it. So I thought, no, I'll never take a TOEFL again, ever. I refuse. So now I picked the IELTS. Sorry for the TOEFL. Let's take these two experiences to talk about them. Okay, great. Now, when it comes to registration, was the TOEFL easy to register for? Yeah. I did it. I took it on a computer. Is the IELTS the same? Yeah, it is, but the payment system is more like, it takes a little longer. How does it take longer? There are several methods of payment, but it's like a transfer instead of paying straight on the page. It's like you need to call on the phone, and then I guess you give people your information, so they pay for you. And you tell them, my card number is such and such and such. Whereas with the TOEFL, you just typed in the number, and that was it. That was the difference that made me decide, okay, I don't have time to dial up anyone, so let's go for the quickest choice. Other than time, would you change anything on the TOEFL or the IELTS process? What do you mean? I'm talking about the registration process, going online, entering your data, the whole journey towards paying for your test. Maybe, I'd leave the TOEFL as is, and maybe the IELTS, I would pay for it straight. Yeah. Or maybe transfer. But you need to scan, to print and sign and scan, so there are several steps. Yeah, I just did the TOEFL because to go to the, I studied at the Tech. And according to me, the TOEFL was the test I took to enter the Tech. And I did well back then with that score. And they said my level of English was high, and I became confident. Right. So. Mm-hmm. When did you say you're getting the new test? In March 23rd. Have you already paid for it? Yeah. Okay. When you paid for it, did they give you a venue? Did they give you a choice of venues? Or did they say, this place, this time? Well, that's another difference between the IELTS and the TOEFL. The IELTS doesn't tell you. It's like you write, where do you want to take it? When, in what town? And from then, they tell you general or academic. In my case, it was academic, but they tell you the place and where they need you to take it. Whereas with the TOEFL, you get to choose the place where you want to take it. So that's another difference. What's the advantage with either? Well, the advantage with my advantage with the IELTS is you can take it at my school, at Ibeto. But the advantage for people who don't go to Ibeto